Well, good morning, everyone. It's been a bit of a while. This is Joni from Joni's Journals. How are you all doing? I'm doing pretty well. The reason I haven't been around for a few days is we got a new puppy. His name is Whiskey. And if you've ever had a puppy, you know that they require a lot of attention and a lot of care. We got him as a friend for our beloved Roger, who is not too thrilled with him, but they do play together. He is putting the little guy in his place. But yeah, it's been fun. He's 3 months old. We adopted him from a local shelter. And like Roger, he's a pit bull mix and he is a sweetheart. So yeah, I might get interrupted by him. He's been he went into his kennel and went to sleep for a bit, but he's been in there for almost 2 hours now. So I don't know that he's going to be tired enough to sleep a little longer. I just checked on him quietly and peeking around the corner so he didn't see me. But yeah, I may have to interrupt this video and come back later to finish it, but I did want to catch up. Okay, we are up to day 13, which makes me 5 days behind, but I have been working and I do have a little craft planned. Just let's hope we can get through it. So welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you for coming along. I hope you like what you see. I hope you stick around. Welcome back to all of my previous subscribers. And by that, I mean the people that have found me through other ways, not just through this wonderful Creep on June collaboration that we're doing. I hope you've all been watching, everyone, especially everyone on the design team, and also going out and putting in that hashtag to check out the people who are not on the design team, who are not listed for the 30 days of June, but who are doing their own thing, because I've been watching some very wonderful, interesting videos. They've all been a lot of fun. So put in that hashtag CreepOnJune24. Also try hashtag CreepOnJune2024, because I know that some people have used that hashtag along with all of us who are listed on the calendar and other people for just the hashtag CreepOnJune24. I hope that made sense, because now I'm thinking about what I said and it may not have. But anyway, let's get back to what I have done and what I want to show you. I have gotten up to day 13, which is today. And the woman who is doing, or gentleman, I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure it's a woman, but she posted her makes on Instagram. So I figured that I'm not really stepping on her toes on YouTube by showing you my day 13. Our little craft is going to be for day 8. So again, I'm not making anything and I'm not really stepping on toes in my opinion. But anyway, let's get to my makes. Here I have my take on day 8. Now, you know I'm following along with the blurb for the most part. And for day 8, Rose's cousin Alice joins them at the house. So this one, I simply took one of the Tim Holtz, the heads. I can't ever remember what they're called, and they're out of their bag. But it's one of the little heads and one of the frames, and of course, the lovely little mini file folder that is the one that is for the day. And I've just made a simple little file folder, not having done much to it other than adding the head and the frame. And what I did was I took the tag that comes along with the little file folder for the day, and I've trimmed it down, and I've just added my little blurb inside. So that one was relatively simple. And I have planned that this is the one we're going to work on. What I've done for today's make is change it just a little bit. So you'll see what I did. This is my day 9. And as you can see, I have taken and I have used some of my Tim Holtz die cuts. And in fact, I just purchased this die cut. It's bird in a cage. I just bought it off of eBay because I liked it. And it just so happened that it worked out to be something that I could use in the Creep on June makes. So what I did in this case was I cut my die out 3 times, and I attached the die. I used a metal paper by Tim Holtz, and I attached the dies together, and in the middle I put a little bit of a yellow color. You can probably see it down here, to create sort of a shadow effect on it. And I'm trying not to let it shimmer too much because it is the metallic. And I attached a little bird on the outside, and I tried to make him look a little bit grungy, like he's been in the basement for quite a while, even though that's really cruel. And on the bottom of it, I added some grommets to fill in the little holes. You can see back here, the die does create little holes. So I felt like it made it a little bit more cagey in a sense. And then on the front of it, underneath, I added my number 9 and one of my little All in Create ink blotches and the little tag that says, Alice hears strange scratching noises coming from the cold, damp cellar. And this is a Tim Holtz wallpaper. I guess you would call it like a wallpaper snippet. It comes in the Halloween kit. And then on the back, I did use the little tag that comes for the day 9, and I put it here, and I used another piece of wallpaper from the Tim Holtz Halloween wallpaper, and I added a little tag, 317 Main Street. We really don't know what Rose and Jeffrey's address is. We just know that they live at Craftley Hall. Now for my day 10, it comes with the little envelopes, the little coin pockets, and what I did in this case was I actually printed this out 3 times, and the reason that I did that was because the first one I made, I wasn't really happy with it, so I printed it out 2 more times, but I kept what I did with the first one, and I used that as a like a cover to the envelopes. So you can see this is what I did on my very first envelope. And in fact, here's the little bottom of the envelope. I cut it apart and I attached it to my 2 newer envelopes. And by doing that, I created a space to add a little bit of a binding. I guess that's what you could call it, so that I could attach the 2 of them together. And then I took 2 of the 2 little moths that come with the kit, and I added some Velcro to the back of them, those little tiny invisible ones that I've been using. So they're my little lift-ups for my flaps, and inside I have tucked 2 tags that I've created using the tag of the priest walking through the cemetery, and I have backing on that, and I've added a little one of my what are they called, my little punches. I can't think, my Vasson Creative punch, I can't remember what it's called. And so that's one of the tags that I tucked in one of the pockets, and you can see it fits down. And I added a little half circle so that I had a little place to put my thumb. And why is it not going back in? It does fit. Okay, we'll leave it open for now. And then here is the other tag that I created using one of the little photos of one of the ghostly girls. And I used one of the backings, the backgrounds that's available with the kit. And I did tell you that I would be using that little piece of ephemera that I had created for one of the other days, and I had it added in a little grommets to it, and I found something that was similar in shape with a little bit of an arch, and so I decorated the insides of the folders with those 2 pieces. Let me see now, can I get this in? Yes, see, it slid in. It was stuck. And then it closes with Velcro using my two little moths. I have to admit, I wasn't too happy with the way this one came out. But as you can see, the blurb is Alice then sees someone dressed as a church reverend casually wandering beside the small cemetery. So I did add the tag with the ghostly image of the reverend. And then I pulled out one of my Tim Holtz paper dolls, and he kind of looks like a reverend to me. So yeah, I wasn't too pleased with what I did with this one, but it came out okay. And then we move on to day 11. And the blurb for day 11, I'm just going to flip this open, is a few days later, she sees a young boy peering through the glass of the front door. So now my take on this one was that Alice had come to help Rose cleaning out the home at Craftley Hall. I do have to clean this up. There's a little glue there. And so I created a little tag booklet showing images of the house in different phases of being fixed up and cleaned. And I have some of the rooms with the beat up wallpaper. And I saw it as Alice finds this little desk here, and inside she finds some old photos of people that may have previously been residents in the community and residents in the home. And I cut this out. This is a piece of ephemera. I cut this out of the larger tag that it is a part of. And then I added my little blurb, and you can see I've done some silly sewing around. And then I put the tag in as part of the little tag booklet. Oops, so sorry. I hit you with my hand. Okay, you're back. And then you can see I put this little photo here with all the chairs that are in a state of disarray, and then a fully assembled dining table. So it looks kind of like it went from this to this, okay? And then I took this was my original idea, was to take one of the Tim Holtz photos, and I took one of the camera apertures and I put it around this image of a young boy. And that was how the tag started out. But I wasn't happy just using that on the plain tag. So it developed into my little tag booklet. And as you can see, I did use that three tab binding technique again. And back in here, I tucked a little image of a door into the back pocket, and I kind of roughed up the edges and I made it a little tag. And I was experimenting with my stamps. I've showed you these before. And again, it came out to be 11th day. So yeah, we all make little goofs, and those were mine. But that's what I did for day 11. Now, what did I do with my day 12? Oh, I can't show you my day 12 yet, because that is what we are going to be making hopefully tomorrow. So what I will do is I will just show you my tag for today, which is day 13. And today's blurb says, in the center of the room stood a pile of dinner plates. Now, they had been cleaning, Rose and Alice were cleaning, and they heard noises, and all of a sudden they came back into one of the rooms and found a pile of broken dishes and a pile of just plates. And so my take on this was that there was a little bit of a gremlin or a ghost in the shape of a little boy, and you can see he's standing in the doorway. I added a little white distress crayon to the background of it, which I don't know if it's showing really well, to kind of give him a ghostly glow. And he's standing back and looking at Rose and Alice and quietly laughing to himself while he looks at what he has done by throwing all of the dishes onto the floor. And on the back here, I cut out the image of the little teacup, and I added that to the back. It's a simple tag. I glued everything together, and I just added a little grommet here. And what I've done to add my number 13, I used my stamps again, and I took one of those little white, let me pull them out without trying to make these glow. They're Avery strung marking tags, and they are 1 3/4 by 1 3/30 seconds. I got mine at Walmart. I'm sure you can find them anywhere. And what I did was I stenciled over them with one of my Tim Holtz stencils, and I just added the number 13 on both sides so that it would show no matter which way you were looking at the tag. Okay, and I attached it simply by slipping it through a grommet, and it will cover this side or it will cover this side. So yeah, I was just having a little bit of fun with that. Again, we will be making my day 12 probably tomorrow. And so what I'm going to do now is I have prepared some stuff for us to recreate this tag, if not exactly the same way, then very similar. And I'm trying to place it in an area where you can see it, but it's not being reflected in my lamp. Okay, so what I've done is I have printed out day number 8 once again. And you can see that this is the little file folder that comes with the day. That's the one that's set for the day. And so I've cut it out again, and I've added one of the backgrounds to it. And so, yeah, we have our little file folder. And I've inked it around. I've used various colors. I've used the vintage photo. I've used the black. And I've used the ground espresso, and I've applied it to different areas to give it a little bit of a different effect so that it looks a little bit grungy. And again, in this case, I have cut down my tag. I rounded the corners and inked it. That's the little tag that comes for the day. I've already added my number 8. Okay, I used my stamp again. And just to show you, this is about how much I cut off the top of the tag to create more of a little... well, it is still a tag. I've just cut it off and amended it in the way that I need it to fit inside of my file folder. Okay, and then again, once again, the blurb for today is Rose's cousin Alice joins them at the house. So simply, I'm just going to glue this piece down to the inside, my little tag that I've recreated. This is going to be very simple and very quick because you've seen me do some of the techniques before. But let's just add this to our little... Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry. I dropped my glue. Okay, hang on, guys. I'm coming back. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's going to be one of those days today. We have been having stormy, rainy weather for the past 3 days. So yeah, it's been a bit of a trial and error, and especially trying to potty train a brand new puppy going out in the rain. And we're all, I think, a little bit discombobulated. So yeah, but anyway. Okay, well, that was better than spilling my coffee. I've done that too. All right, let's just get back to what we were doing. And what we're going to do is we're going to center the little blurb for the day onto our little tag just above our little number 8 for the day. Okay, and like I said, I've inked these all up already. I've rounded the corners on this once I cut off that little top portion. But now what we're going to do on the front is we are going to add our little head. And this is the lady that I've picked for today. She's kind of similar to the one that I picked for the original tag. But we're going to have to trim her up a little because she's not going to fit perfectly. So we're going to take a look at where we're going to place her on our tag, on our file folder rather. And in this case, I had put this Alice off to the side a bit, but I think that this Alice fits rather nicely in the center of the tag. So since I already used that frame, I cut out another frame from the kit. And you know me, I will not use that little knife that everyone uses. So I sliced it up here and I cut out the inside. But in this case, I added some vellum because I kind of liked the effect that it gave over this pretty lady's face, and it made her look ghostly and it also made it look a little bit vintage. So I'm just going to put that over her face. But first, we're going to add Our Lady because we are going to have to trim her up a little bit. So I'm going to center her right about here. Oh, about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. Yeah, I would think that's about 1/4 of an inch. So let's glue her down because we are going to have to trim around the edges. Now, I have not done anything to these pieces. I do add Distress Collage Medium in matte finish to most of the items that I use when it comes to Tim Holtz paper dolls and these heads that I can't remember the name of. But in this case, I will not be doing that. So let's just put her down. I have her just above the first little section of the flower on the bottom here. And I'm just going to center her onto my little file folder, and I'm going to stick her down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn her over and I'm going to trim off the edges. In this case, I had to trim a good portion of this young lady's shoulders off. I wish I had another one of those available just to show you how much I did cut off. But you do have to adjust these sometimes depending on the size of the piece of paper or the tag that you're choosing to use. So yeah, let's just trim her up. And I'm just going to trim her up on this side as well. I did get a little glue in places I didn't want. And so yeah, we're going to trim her off on this side. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the puppy doesn't wake up now that big old Roger had to go and bark at something, which is probably nothing. So there we have it. We've added our little lady. And again, I know she's probably reflecting in the light. And we've just trimmed her up from side to side. Now, I think it's kind of funky and fun when the frame just goes around their face and you still see their body sticking out down here. You could either use a photo that fits directly into the frame, or you could trim the rest of her body off at the bottom once you've decided where to add the frame. But again, I kind of like it. So yeah, let's just glue our frame down. Now I have added the vellum with the double-sided tape. You saw me do that in the video where I made the cabinet cards. Oh, and I'm just thinking I should not be adding glue to this. You know what, guys? I really shouldn't be adding glue. I'm going to go and I'm going to wipe this off and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. You know, on days like today, I honestly feel like I should change the name of my channel to the Bumbling Crafter, but I actually think that there is someone out there with that name. Caught myself just in time. I must admit I am very tired today. Very proud of my daughter. She has signed for a lease for her first brand new car, and so we were out late last night helping her get that done. So we ate a really late dinner, and we were up late last night. And of course, you know, you put a puppy in the kennel at night, and he was crying for a bit. And so, yeah, I am a little bit sleepy today. So, yeah. Okay, so what I've gone and done correctly this time, whatever possessed me to add the glue to it, I have added my double-sided tape, which you can see I have now removed off of the back of my photo frame. And let's get some semblance of order here because I can hear the little puppy has woken up thanks to his big brother Roger barking at nothing. Now let's just figure where we want this to go, and we can just see her face through there. And I want to kind of center her into the frame. And making sure it's straight. Is it? Did I actually get it straight? I think I did. Okay. Now we're going to lay down our frame. So there you go, guys. Here's another take on my original take of Day 8. using another one of the Tim Holtz. I think they're called Tim Holtz portraits. The Tim Holtz head's one of the frames from the kit. And, oh, someone's crying. I'm going to finish this up really quick because I know he can wait for a few minutes. I don't know if you can hear him whimpering in the background there, but he is awake. And so I'm just going to finish this up. And we're just going to add our little tag with our little ticket with our blurb for the day. And we're going to center this into here, like so, making sure it's kind of even on the top and the bottom. Yep, I think that should just about do it. And we're going to make sure it's even from side to side. And we're going to push it down. So yeah, there is my take, a retake, I guess I should say, on day 8 for the Tracy Fox Creep on June. I hope you can hear him whimpering in the background. He does sound so pathetic. And again, here was my day 9 with the little bird cage, my day 10 where I made the boo-boo. But I think it came out kind of cool, even though I'm not really happy with what I produced for the day. And my day 11 with my little flip book, showing all of the little images, including the one of the young boy peering through the glass door, and the condition of the house before and after Rose and Alice were cleaning. And then my day 13, I'm completely out of order, but I do have something fun planned for the day 12, and we'll probably be doing that tomorrow. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Even with all the bumbling and dropping the glue and accidentally putting glue down, I do hope you enjoyed it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'm going to send you lots of love, big hugs, and I'm going to ask you to please, even though it was a bit bumbly, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I am catching up on all my comments. I think the only ones that I have left to still answer are the ones from yesterday. So yeah, guys, lots of love, big hugs, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.